Well, today is a special day. It was 4 years ago on this day, August 12th, that I decided I'm going to do this YouTube thing for real. I'm going to press into this. So that's what I did. And now, as of today, it is going on year number 5 that I have been doing this YouTube thing with at least one video every single week. At least one. For the longest time, it was 2. And then I just pulled back not too long ago and decided to do 1. And it's something that I can do for the long term. So I want to talk about a few things that I have learned in this past year and some things that you can look forward to in the coming year, God willing. So that being said, let's roll that transition. Now, before we get into our anniversary special here, I really wanted to give a shout out to Free League Publishing. 2 fronts here. Number 1, they were named Publisher of the Year. Oh yeah, I love that. Now, I don't put much stock in these awards and things like that, but I know that since they have really been good to me as a content creator, I wanted to be good to them. I went ahead and I at least voted for Publisher of the Year. And yes, you guessed it, I voted for Free League Publishing and they won. So congratulations to Free League Publishing being Publisher of the Year. Any award, baby. Now, second thing is that today, as of today, they have their 2nd edition of Coriolis called The Great Dark for pre-order. So that is available today. And that means that pretty soon here, it's going to be coming out. Now, for those of you who have 1st edition of Coriolis, you are in a great place. Now, I have 1st edition of Coriolis right here. Nice game. I haven't played it yet. Created some characters for it, but I haven't played it. And for those of you who are not familiar, Coriolis this is how they tag it. They tag it as Arabian Nights in space. So it's a sci-fi game, but it has these mystical Middle Eastern elements to it as well. So that's kind of what the game is. So if you like that kind of thing and that's a kind of a sweet spot for you, that might be something that you want to take a look at. However, there is one catch, and the catch is that 1st edition is hard to find. Went over to Modifius, which I think is, they carry some Free League Publishing games, and I went over there to see if they had it, and they don't. They're sold out. Went over to Noble Knight Games, and they selling this bad boy for like $300 and something in near mint or mint condition or whatever, like this. So apparently this is going for a pretty penny right now. And went over to eBay. It was pretty much the same thing. You can get a digital copy of this for a normal price. I think it's like $25 over on TTRPG. But in terms of getting a hardcover of this, you're gonna be paying some money. Even if you don't pay $325, I'm sure there's probably some other place where you could probably get it cheaper, but you're gonna be paying some money. You're not gonna be paying just a regular $55-60 for it. That's not happening. So if you missed out on the 1st edition and you don't want to spend that much money, then today is the day to go on over to Free League Publishing's website and get in on The Great Dark. Now, you can, from what I understand, and they've said this, you can go ahead and play 1st edition, just base Coriolis stuff with 2nd edition. Obviously, 2nd edition is going to have some new things, new mechanics and things like that, expanding on some things, but you can still use the older stuff. So if you got something like the Mercy of Icons, this is the last one in that series called the Wake of Icons, but if you got the Mercy of Icons campaign set or anything else that that they have for the 1st edition, yeah, you can go ahead and use that for Coriolis The Great Dark. So if you happen to find something for 1st edition that you like, you can play it with The Great Dark. So that is today, and the link for going to free Leet site, and pre-ordering that will be down in the description. Let's go through and let me tell you what I learned, or things that I knew, but just kind of crystallized a little bit more for me in this past year of being a content creator. So the one that really crystallized for me this year that I have a fuller understanding and really kind of honed in on at the latter half of the year was to create content from my true audience and always keep them in mind. Everyone who comes to my channel are not part of my true audience. What do I mean by true audience? Because I say it like that on purpose. There's some people who come through and they're just kind of looking maybe for information on a game, you know, or something, and that's all they're looking for, right? And once they get the information, make you know, fast forward, skim through the video, whatever, and then they're done, right? No engagement whatsoever. They're just here to get the information and then they're out of here, which I think is fine. If I helped them in that way, great. I think that's fantastic. But they're not part of my true audience because they're just here to get information. My true audience is not here just to get information. They're here to engage with me. And this is for any YouTube channel across the board. Somehow, through consistent posting and from who I am, they have decided that I have earned a modicum of trust from them, and they continue to engage with my content. And those are people who I would say are my true audience and who I always really keep in mind, because those people either like my take on things, or, you know, I just did a video where I asked, you know, why you keep coming back? And people had all kinds of different reasons why they were coming back. And one that kept coming up is that they just like my take on things. They like my no nonsense way of how I come across, all the rest of that, which basically they're saying, yo, I dig how you do stuff, dude. Or I dig you. And I am blessed, and it makes it so much simpler. You know, I'm not trying to be anybody else except me. And so if you were to meet me in face to face, WYSIWYG, baby. So I appreciate that, you know. And again, you know, this is YouTube. You're always going to get some haters and things like that. And we're going to talk about them in a second. But, you know, there are people who engage, they subscribe, they put a like on the video, some of them comment, you know, and these are not people I would say are true fans. True fans go beyond just the subscription and a comment here or there or whatever. They've gone beyond that. True fans they're part of the Leet Squad. They're part of the Element chat server. I mean, they have gone above and beyond, right? They're engaging way more than just my true audience. But I always have my true audience in mind when I'm creating content. And that has allowed me to really make better content. And so that really has been one of the things this year that I'm focused on. I'm going to really press more into that in the latter half of 2025. Now, the second one is tied to the first, and that is to take care of your true audience. And I have really focused on two ways that I do this past year. And again, I'm going to continue to do this, and it really has made a difference. One of the first things is to cull the trolls. Now, I don't get a lot of them on the channel. I don't. And hey, praise God and pass the ammunition. You know, I don't have to deal with, you know, too much crazy nonsense. But every once in a while, I do have to deal with them. Okay. And there are certain people who actually come to my channel just to like downvote me and whatever, but they've learned that if they don't know how to act in the comments and they're just sitting here and number one, not watching the video. That's one thing that I know when you watch the video. There have been, I don't know how many times that I've read a comment and I'm like, I just said that. Like I just said that in the video towards the end, but they didn't watch the video. And so, well, you should have said this, that, and the third. I'm like, I did say that. It would have helped if you would have watched the video. So that's one. But there are also other people who actively don't like me. I mean, I have at least one person who comes over to my channel just to downvote my videos, but they've learned that if they go in the comments and they do something, they will disappear forever. Okay, so they downvote my video and I don't get 100% on my videos as far as likes. I get a 96 or a 98. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. If that's what you want to do, fine. I think it's petty and I think it's silly, but there are some people who are like that. Every once in a while, you get people who go beyond and say something crazy in my comments and say something crazy and start making ad hominem attacks towards me. Those people will disappear from this channel forever. And I do that not just for me, but I do that for my audience. I want my audience to be able to come here and to have a place where they can say things, even if they say things that are in dissension. I don't care about that. What I care about is how you say it. And there's some people who think that, you know, the internet is just, they can just say whatever they want, wherever they want. Not on my channel. I said this in my previous video. This is a monarchy. And I will, with extreme prejudice, excommunicate you from this community forever if you don't know how to act. And it's for my audience. So they can comment and not feel like, oh man, well, somebody's going to say something, you know, and then they don't think that I will do anything about it. I'll just let it stand. I won't let it stand. If you know how to say things and you know how to write and you can dissent without acting stupid, go ahead, be my guest. However, if you feel the need to make ad hominem attacks or anything like that, again, you will disappear into the ether of the internet forever and never see this channel again. And that will be good for my audience, and it'll also be good for me. And it makes it better for my audience and their experience when they want to make a comment or engage with the content here. Now, the second thing that I've been doing is really answering questions when I see questions in my comments. And I'll just be honest, folks, I don't see all your comments. If you had a question and I didn't answer it, then you might want to hit me up in an email and ask that way, because I just don't see all of your comments. And I'm always working and doing other things. So if it's something that's pressing or you got a real question or whatever, then go ahead and hit me up in the email if you want an answer to it. But if I do see it in the comments here, I will answer it, because that's taking care of my audience, because that's what they come here for, you know. And if they're asking me a question and I see it, it's kind of rude, not kind of rude, it is rude. And if I see it, I just pass it up and don't say anything. No, I have to take care of my audience. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the research. Even if they don't do the research, I'll do it for them, right? They've come here for that. And they trust me enough that, sure, I have no problem serving you in this regard. So again, though, if I don't, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's probably because I didn't see your comment. You know, it's weird how YouTube works with the algorithm and comments and notifications and all the rest of that stuff. So if it's something that you really want to ask me and I don't get to it in the comments, then go ahead and send me an email and I will hit you up. I'll get you. And the last one that I have really enjoyed, and it has really helped me to serve you, is by asking for feedback. And the number one way that I do that is by putting up polls on my community tab. And I've gotten some great engagement for these polls. And they have given me an idea of other things that, you know, if I have an idea, I'll just put it in a poll, see if it's something that people are into, or see where, you know, kind of where the wind is blowing and how I can package this for them. So get the most bang for your buck in terms of serving you. And so I put up a poll. Been some pretty decent polls here this past year. And I'm going to continue to do that pretty much kind of on a regular basis, just to get info from you guys. And I don't only do that here on YouTube. I do that on the Leet Squad too. Leet Squad gets a poll and chooses the monthly live stream game that I'm going to do a showcase on. That's them. They choose that because I put up a poll like at the beginning of the month They get a chance to vote in it. And then at the end of the month, I let them know, hey, this is what the monthly live stream is going to be. And it is because you guys chose this one. So I am more into asking for feedback on several different things because it just helps me to serve you guys better. And I enjoy serving you guys in this capacity. Really do. So you guys have been a blessing to me. So thank you so much. Yeah. Year number 5, y'all. Year number 5. Man, it's been a blessing for me, man. It really has. I have enjoyed the things that I have learned as a result of just having this YouTube channel. I learned a new skill. I can do some video editing stuff now. I look at television programs and stuff totally different because I have to edit videos and things. Totally different. And it has been such a blessing to meet some of the people that I've met, the things that the things that I've done. I still got plans, y'all, which special announcement coming up here in 1 second after I say thank you once again for hanging in there with me. And my prayer is that you hang in there with me for another year, y'all, because I do got some things coming up, starting with this special announcement. Now, I announced this to my Leet Squad, I think about a month ago. So they knew that this was coming. But now you guys are going to get in on this. I am going to be opening up RPG Elite memberships here on YouTube. Now, here's what I didn't tell the Leet Squad, and now I'm about to tell you. Actually, they're already available. I just never mentioned anything because there's not a whole lot of content on there. I think I have one video on there, y'all. So don't do it yet because officially it'll be next month in September, God willing. But I want you guys to get ready for this. So if you want to go and kind of look at the memberships to see what you would get, then you can do that. You can technically join right now if you want to do that. That's totally up to you. But yeah, I'm going to be doing memberships. I had tested it out for like a year off of YouTube, and that's just a whole lot of work that I just don't have time for. Things have changed, but I still want to do something like that. So I said, hey, why not? Let me go ahead. We're going to do some extra content over there, longer videos, a whole bunch of things, you know, members only live streams. I mean, we're just going to do some things with memberships here on YouTube. So if you are into that kind of thing, go over and check it out. See if there's anything in there that, you know, floats your boat. And next month we going in hard on the memberships. Right now it's still low key and I'm still making content behind the scenes that'll go over there on our memberships. If y'all need value out of this video today, y'all, go ahead and do it, brother, a solid and crush that like button on. Also, if you want to stick around and be with me for the next year, I come out with videos on Tuesdays and sometimes other stuff. Like I said, I got polls on my community tab, and sometimes I come out with a short here and there and whatever. So if you guys want to get in on this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. 5 years, y'all. I'm going on year number 5. Isn't that something? All right, let's get to the question of the vid. What would you like to see more from me on the channel? Again, asking for feedback. That's what I'm talking about. I want to hear from you guys. Now, some of the stuff I'll be like, probably not. I won't say that to you, but I'll say that to him in my own head. And some of the stuff I'm going to be like, all right. It's kind of like when I do the polls, right? You guys have inspired videos from those polls. I've done like multiple videos just because of how you guys responded in the polls. But right now, it's a question of the vid that's direct, y'all. I want to know, what do you want to like to see me, what do you like to see me cover? That's on brand. I'd like to see you cover a fantasy game. On brand. Okay? On brand. Y'all know what's up. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to do it that's going to do it right there. So that means it's that time. Time to do my Snagglepuss.
Selected. Stage left.
Hey, you got a game going on this week. Happy game, and I pray it is an RPG Elite session. So in the meantime, between time, go ahead and watch this video right here. I think this was my last video, maybe not, but watch it anyway. And me, I got to go. Peace. 5,000 leets. I'm gone.